What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. And we got a grand slam home run for y'all folks today as we continue our 2023 NFL Draft Prospect Series. We probably got the best prospect in the draft, potentially even the best running back in the draft. This man can do it all. He's a gentleman and a scholar on and off the field. This guy's a team player. I don't care if you have a running back already. You want this guy on your team, but he has a whole lot more to give. Ladies and gentlemen, coming out of University of Oklahoma, the Sooners, Eric Gray. Eric Gray, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I appreciate you letting me get on the show today.
Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, I don't usually go that long on my intro, man. I just try to fit as many impressionable words as possible, man.
Yeah. I appreciate that. You were speaking facts, though. All true things.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Hey, I got you, man. Man, take us from the beginning. You're from Memphis originally. Man, you got like all kinds of awards back in high school. Yeah. How did you originally fall in love with the game of football?
So my mom always says that she prayed for me to be a football player. She had all girls. I have 3 older sisters.
Oh, wow.
So she had all girls. So she always said she was praying for me she's praying for a boy to play football. When I was growing up, I played for like a little league, and she was the director of the little league. So I started playing when I was 4. I was on like the Bantam B team. Like I didn't get to play on Saturdays. I only played on Monday nights with like the other players on the B team. My dad was a high school coach. He was a high school football coach my whole life. He coached me in high school. I actually wanted to play basketball though. Like coming from Memphis is a huge basketball city, especially when you're young. With Penny Hardaway, all of those guys, you got the University of Memphis and the people that have come out of there. I wanted to play basketball, and like I remember 7th grade telling my dad and my mom, I was like, I don't want to play football anymore. I want to focus on basketball. I feel like I can be really good at basketball if I just focus only on basketball. And my dad was like, no, you're not quitting. You're going to play football. So that's when I kind of fell in love with it. Went all the way through high school. My dad coached me in high school. We butted heads a lot just because,
that's what you're supposed to do.
Man, your dad coaching, we butted heads a lot. But it was good. My recruiting process, I was committed to Michigan my entire senior year. My entire senior year, I was committed to Michigan, and I ended up flipping last minute going to Tennessee.
Eric, man, I'm looking over your stats for your entire college career, and one thing that stands out on this stat line, not the touchdowns, not the yards, it's the lack of something that's on here, and that's fumbles. I see zeros coming up all over the place. And we want to talk about the number 0 just for a quick second, man. I couldn't help but notice that you were sporting the number 0 out there at Oklahoma. That's a cold number, man, especially because it used to be, it wasn't allowed. And so I got to know the story behind the number 0. Like, what's going on with that?
So my number is number 1. I want number 1. I wear it like when I get to the league, I'm trying to get number 1. But at the time, somebody was wearing one at Oklahoma. And you know the guys that wore one, like Kyler Murray wore number 1. Jalen Hurts wore number 1. But nobody had wore 0 on the offensive side of the ball. And I was like, I get a chance to write my own story, kind of leave my own mark with that number 0. Because nobody had wore. It was just the NCAA had just allowed people to wear the number 0. And I was like, me going to Oklahoma, nobody's worn that 0 before. So the next person wears 0, they're going to be like, oh, well, that was Eric Gray's jersey. And that was kind of my mentality at that time.
0 is going to have a legacy now. If you're going to wear it, you can't drop the rock no more.
Right, for sure.
Right? You set the precedent. So thinking about, with the draft coming up, right, that's the next big moment. We got the combine. How are you kind of preparing for that? What are you doing to kind of give yourself an edge?
So I've been training out here in Frisco, Texas at Exos. Really great guys. I got a good group of running backs that I've been training with. We've been competing every day in every single drill that we got to do at the combine. I think we've done a great job these past all the way since December of just training, getting in the right angles, learning about the 40, the 5-10-5, the L drill, the drills that you do as a running back at the combine. We've been blessed with a great position coach who's taught us a lot about just playing the position itself. But I think I've done a good job of just focusing. Some players kind of get lost at this time because it's so much. You've never had this much free time. Because it's really just workouts, go home, and you're free. But I feel like I've done a great job of kind of sacrificing for what I want.
That's dope to hear. And as somebody, you said you had 3 sisters, I have 4, and I'm like the youngest of 6. So like I can relate. Apparently my parents didn't pray for me to be able to play football because I'm only 5'7", and I wasn't that fast. So with that being said, man, like, so hearing how you fell in love with the game and seeing how your careers progressed, when did it really click for you? Like, man, I have a real shot to make the league. Like, I know I belong in the league. Seeing some of these players that I dominate on Saturdays. Like, what moment clicked for you? Like, I could be in the league.
So when I first got to college, everyone says like they always knew like one day they would play in the league. But when I first got to college, I really used to be on the field like, wow, like I'm really playing college football right now. Like, and that had to go away for a minute. It took me probably a year or so. My sophomore year of college, I really grew into I'm playing college football. But it kind of clicked for me when I saw all my friends go to the league and play at a high level. When I saw all my friends who were in that class with me, kind of guys who graduated with me, who left as juniors, and I saw them play this past year, and I was like, okay, I can do that. I've played with these guys. I've played at a higher level than these guys, so I feel like I can most definitely dominate at the next level.
And speak of dominated, man, you've been dominated. It seems since high school, man, and probably even before that, man. That being said, what are some NFL running backs that perhaps you've modeled your game after?
So I've watched everybody, man. My dad is a big guru when it comes to just sports. Period. He knows everything about sports. So I've been watching all the way back to Gale Sayers, you go all the way back to Gale Sayers and watching him run to, you watch the power and that Walter Payton runs with. You watch the balance that Emmitt Smith runs with, his ability to bounce off of tackles, to run away from. You see Barry and how quick he was out of his cuts. You see somebody like Christian McCaffrey and how he can run routes, crisp routes. You see Alvin Kamara and the patience that he runs with. So I kind of just try to watch everybody to try to steal something from their game to try to put it into mine.
With the Senior Bowl, man, you just recently wrapped that up, man, and I would say, by just casual observer eyes, you had a pretty decent showing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like there was something that you just didn't get a chance to show, or something that maybe you was holding a little bit back, getting ready for pro days and the combine? Is there something else that you wanted us to see?
I definitely wanted to go out into the Senior Bowl and just show everybody that I could do it all. I just wanted to be able to show the college coaches, to be able to show the NFL coaches that I was an every down back, that I could do it all. I feel like I went out there and kind of showed everything that I could do. I feel like I put myself in a great position to show the NFL coaches that Eric Gray can do it all, and he's going to be a big added to your offense.
And I think this kind of rolls in with that, because the Senior Bowl is an honor that a lot of players really don't get to, participate in, right? You were also Gatorade Player of the Year, which is phenomenal. But like watching you listen to interviews before and getting to talk to you briefly before this interview, you've been super like humble, but like confident in your ability. So what do you think has kept you confident in your ability yet humble at the same time? What would you say the biggest influence for that was?
I would say it would be my faith background. My mom works at my church. My brother-in-law is a pastor. My grandmother's a pastor. She just retired from pastoring. So I would say my faith background has kept me humble. And I feel like in any sport, in any game, you have to have that confidence. You have to be able to walk into a room and be like, I don't care who's in that room. I'm the best in the room. You got to be able to do that, but also be able to be down to earth when you're talking to fans, when you're talking to people who just want to get to know you. You also have to be down to earth and not be cocky. I'll say you can't be cocky. You can be confident. There's a difference between being cocky and confident. And I feel like I've found that balance in my life of being humble as well as confidence, because you need that confidence in any sport. In any sport, you need that confidence.
Talked about this earlier, as far as the Reese's Bowl, man, like you did your thing, man. You want to show every single thing that you could do. And it's hard to think like, man, there's probably not a scheme that you can't play in, right? At least from what I see, man. I mean, I probably feel the same way. That being said, is there a favorite offensive scheme that you're hoping to land on once you get into the NFL?
Really just a scheme that allows me to show off my talents, that allows me to show. You just look at the different backs that you see in the league and their ability to show that they can route run as well as run between the tackles, as well as run counter, run outside zone. A scheme that just has all of those. I've only at the Senior Bowl, I got to be introduced to one scheme, which I thought was a pretty good scheme because it allowed the back to get out of the backfield. It allowed the back to run outside zone, inside zone. And that was the Falcons. That was the Falcons scheme. But I think just a scheme that allows me to do everything is kind of the same thing I was looking for when I came out of high school. A scheme that just allowed me to show everybody how great Eric Gray is.
Well, look, you said at the beginning that moms prayed the unconventional prayer is about to yield unconventional results. Pops was the coach, from the childhood throughout high school, man. But are there any other coaches? Are there any other people along the way that you could say really helped you to get to where you're at?
My sophomore year of college, I got a coach by the name of Jay Graham at Tennessee. When I was at Tennessee, I got a coach by the name of Jay Graham. And Coach Graham he really took my game to another level. He really took me from being in high school running back to a college level running back. He really just taught me a lot about the game, and he broke the game down so much to me in that year that I'll never forget it. Like I send him plays of me running to this day to just show him, to just ask, like, what do you think on this play? What do you think I could have done better on this play? Because he studied the game to a T, and for him to instill that mentality that he had playing and just everything he has for the game, it really helped change me into the back that you see today.
I think I love when we ask questions like that and just hearing the people that are like influential in people's lives. You can kind of see, I think mentorship is a huge thing that sets people up for success. I guess I have like a two-part question. Like, I feel like I know the answer to this one based on the last one I asked you, but do you feel any pressure, going to the next level? And the kind of side note to that question is, what kind of things are you looking for and looking forward to learning, in the NFL that, that higher level of competition? What are some of the things you're interested in learning while you're there?
So when you talk about pressure, I've been blessed. I say it all the time. I've been blessed with not being a nervous guy. I just never, I don't know if I like give into it and let it fuel me or what it is. Like in any big moment, I've just never been a nervous guy. Just never been. And when you talk about what I want to learn, just learning, there's going to be just learning to play at that next level. Just learning to see how backers move, see how fast the D-line moves, how fast the O-line moves, different things like that. I'm so excited just to get to a team. Like I've sit here sometimes like, man, I wish this process would hurry up so I can just see where I'm going, just to see where I'm going to be. But it's been fun just being, I know it's going to be fun just to be able to be in the league, man. It's just going to be a great time.
People are going to see this interview. People are going to see other interviews. Going to see your highlights. What's something that you want NFL teams to know about you that they may not know already?
Just that I'm going to give 110% every day. You don't have to motivate me because I'm highly self-motivated. I want to be, when I'm said and done, I don't want to have any regrets, and I want to be able to say that I was the greatest to ever play. So I'm going to go after that goal each and every day I wake up. That's what drives me every single day. So every day that I wake up, I'm going to go out there and give my best because I know what my end goal is.
I love it, man. And then last question that you kind of touched upon it just now. You say you want to be one of the greatest that ever took and played the game. That's beautiful. And seeing what you produce on tape, I don't doubt it, man. I'm really excited. That being said, going into year one, you're selected by an NFL team.
Yep.
What are some of your goals for that first year of being on an NFL roster?
I set some high goals now. I set some really high goals. I'm always setting high goals. So the first year is definitely, making a big impact on the team. Making a big impact on the team. Of course, offensive rookie of the year, making a big impact on the team, and like it always is, going to win a Super Bowl. That's the goal. That's the goal of every season on every team, to go win a Super Bowl. So that's definitely my goals for the first year.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That's Eric Gray. And if that don't move you, you might want to check your cardiologist because you might not have a soul.
Look, man, I would just put a disclaimer out there to the NFL teams. He basically say, if y'all not interested in winning the Super Bowl, then don't talk to me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm coming for that.
For real.
So make sure the energy is there.
For sure.
In the confidence, man, that's what I'm saying. We had a little preamble to this conversation, but man, I'm definitely excited to see you in the league. It's a blessing for us really to get to talk to people that are in you guys' position and see and watch your careers progress. And we definitely, wish you the best of luck wherever you may land, man, for sure.
Man, I appreciate you guys. Maybe it'll be one of y'all teams. I appreciate it.
Hey, either way, I'm putting you on the Madden squad, so I'm going to need you to show out.
I got you. I'm going to remember that.
Yes, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, go down below in the description of this video. I'm going to have all of his social media stuff down below. Every social media you can take and follow this gentleman. Hey, give him a follow. Get inspired, man. The story is just now beginning for him.
Turn 100 for the touchdown. King crown, gain inside, leading your town. Hit you faster than the sound. Bad boy, throw it down. Yeah, I'm ill, not my will. Don't Copperfield, fill the house. Listen to the roaring crowd. Drop a light, calm it down. Heisman, all the haters mouth. Superhero hit them wow. Packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow. Touchdown for the win. We live, subscribe right now.
Thanks for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where I cover all 32 NFL teams plus NFL exclusive interviews. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts, comment below, and we'll catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith.